with Congresswoman Lisa McClain, who's chair of the House Republican Conference from Michigan's 9th District. It's great to see you, Congresswoman. Welcome back to Bloomberg TV and radio. Do you have a sense of what this plan will look like?
Yeah, I'm actually rather excited. The biggest difference between the Democrats' plan and the Republicans' plan is the Democrats want just to subsidize the ACA credits. And the problem with that is if we do that, no one's premium comes down. All it does is line the pockets of big insurance companies. And what I might remind everybody is this is Obamacare. The healthcare crisis was started by the Democrats. So I am excited to hear that both sides agree that the Affordable Care Act is anything but affordable and that it needs revamping. And that's what we're doing. We will focus more on driving down actual premiums. 1, and 2, giving people choice. So if they get a subsidy, can they only use that subsidy for the unaffordable health care, or can they use it somewhere else? So the main differences are we are really truly focused on driving premium costs down, not subsidizing large insurance companies.
Understood what you're saying in principle, but I'm curious what happens in the immediate term here. There was a bipartisan bill introduced yesterday that I'm sure you know plenty about. We talked about it with Hakeem Jeffries this morning. The Gottheimer-Kiggins bill would actually extend Obamacare subsidies for 1 year while also reforming the plan to add some collars around eligibility. Will we need to see a plan something like that so there's not this so-called Obamacare cliff or healthcare cliff that's looming at the end of the month?
Yeah. Listen, we want to make sure that everybody who wants to keep their Obamacare plan can keep their Obamacare plan and that it's affordable, right? We both agree and both sides agree on affordability. But I think you're going to see, we have a menu of options. And what we're going to have to see is how do we thread that needle to make sure that premiums are down, that things are affordable, and that we eliminate the waste, the fraud, and abuse. Because I do believe that both sides also agree that somebody making $600,000 a year doesn't really qualify for the subsidies or the tax credits. So that's what we're focused on working on. I am an optimist by nature, and I've been in those meetings with the Speaker and with the heads of our committees, and you will see a plan that will be put on the floor. There's going to be a lot more work to be done, but it will be a good start.
Fascinating. President, while we're talking about affordability, says he's got an issue with that word. He calls it a Democrat con job. What does he mean?
Yeah. Well, I think if everyone were to take a look at what got us here, let's take a look at the past 4 years. Under Biden, inflation was sky high, upwards of 9%. It's down now less than 3%. He shut off all of the oil and gas in the United States, made that more difficult. So if we talk about the affordability crisis, the root of that, not to mention the trillions of dollars that his Inflation Reduction Act put in place and insurged into the economy, it made things very unaffordable. And we are in a recovery period now, and I think you see progress on that, right? Gas prices are down, heating prices are down, mortgage rates are down. So we're beginning, inflation is down, so we're beginning to recover, not to mention what's going to happen in 26. If you listen to Scott Bessent, which I happen to agree with, the economy will be jump-started with higher wages, no taxes on tips, no taxes on overtime, less taxes on Social Security. Those are all positive things that puts more money in the people's pockets and drive wages up. That's all a positive, while avoiding the largest tax increase in history with the working families tax cuts.
I want to hit you in your backyard here, Congresswoman,
Okay.
and talk cars
Sure.
while you're with us. The Trump administration has begun the process of easing fuel economy requirements, CAFE standards, as they're called, for new vehicles. I believe you were standing right next to him in the Oval Office when this was announced just the other day. And that's not the only thing that he announced, Congresswoman. Let's go to the White House and listen to the president from earlier this week.
My administration has taken historic action to lower costs for American consumers, protect American auto jobs, and make buying a car much more affordable for countless American families and also safer. Just about everything is down. You know, this whole thing is, they use the word affordability. It's a Democrat hoax. They're the ones that drove the prices up. I think affordability is the greatest kind of, when they use the word affordability, they never say anything else.
You were standing right next to him at that event. What are you hearing from automakers in your state? What does Mary Barra say? What does Jim Farley say about the CAFE standards? They were all in town as part of this. Will this, in fact, lower the cost of a car?
Yeah, listen to what the automakers say. The people that actually are building the cars, they are extremely excited about it because it's less regulation and it makes the car more affordable for the average American. There is, I think, roughly about $16,000 to $17,000 per employee that these automakers are spending because of regulation. And the more regulation you put on manufacturers, on people, that's passed right down to the consumer. So they're excited on twofold. One, that they can produce the automobiles more affordable, and two, that they produce an actual automobile or a product that people want to buy. So they're extremely excited about it. Don't take my word for it. Take theirs.
Well, so I want to pick up on something you just said, because I always hear that Americans want to buy big cars. We love our SUVs. We love our F-150s. I can't even park in the garage half the time because there's so many big trucks down there, Congresswoman. The president on Truth Social, though, and he talked about it in the Oval with you the other day. I have just approved tiny cars to be built in America, he says. Manufacturers have long wanted to do this, just like they are so successfully built in other countries. He says they can be gas, electric, or hybrid. Very near future, inexpensive, safe, fuel efficient. And he says, quite simply, amazing. Start building them now. What are these tiny cars that are coming?
Yeah, I haven't seen the tiny cars, but I think what the president's trying to do is actually give the consumer choice, the American people choice. If you want a big F-150, you can have one. If you want to drive a small, tiny car, you have that opportunity and you have that choice as well. No different than if you want to buy an electric car or a hybrid car, you can.
Yeah.
But if you want a gas-powered engine, you can too. So we are all about, and the president is all about, we don't want to tell you what to do, when to do it, how to do it. We actually believe in people, and people can make the right decision. We don't need big government telling us what to do and what to buy and how to buy it.
I've got you pegged for, I'm just blue sky in here, Escalade driver? What do you have in the garage, Congresswoman,
I have
in the state of Michigan?
I have an old GMC Yukon. That's what I drive. And it's great.
Driving a Yukon?
Yep. I have four
So
kids, and they
everybody.
all have spouses. So when we all get together, it's a good vehicle to put the whole family in.
You can't drive that thing around New York. I mean, you can, but good luck while you're up there. It's great to have you back with us. Live from World Headquarters in New York, that's Congresswoman Lisa McClain, who's chair of the House Republican Conference.